You are sitting in a room. You have been sitting there for years. It is a waiting room. You look at the clock. You check your phone. You tell yourself that any day now, your real life is going to begin. When you get the promotion, when you find the right person, when the bank account hits a certain number, when the kids are older, when things finally calm down, then you will start living. But look around you. There are no doors in this room. You have built a prison out of a word. That word is someday. You are practicing death while you are still alive. This is core wisdom. And today we are going deeper. If you have ever felt this way, if you know what it is like to watch the calendar turn while you stand perfectly still, you are in the right place. Subscribe. We build the fortress together. Let that sink in for a moment. You are always getting ready to live. Every morning, you wake up and treat the present moment as an obstacle. It is something to get through. A toll booth on the highway to your real life. Monday through Friday is a sacrifice offered to the altar of the weekend. Your 20s are sacrificed for your 30s. Your career is a waiting room for retirement. You are constantly leaning forward. You are staring at the horizon, waiting for the perfect condition to arrive. But the horizon is an illusion. You cannot reach it. As you walk toward it, it moves further away. And while you are staring at a future that does not exist, the present is slipping through your fingers like sand. Think about how you speak to yourself. I will focus on my health when work slows down. I will find peace when I move to a new city. I will be happy when this specific problem is solved. You have turned your entire existence into a conditional statement. If this happens, then I will live. You have convinced yourself that the current moment is somehow defective, that today is a flawed, broken version of tomorrow. This is the disease of anticipation. But it gets worse. You think this is just a bad habit. You think this is just procrastination. It is not. It is arrogance. It is the ultimate form of human arrogance. You are assuming that time belongs to you. You are assuming that the universe owes you a tomorrow. You are treating the most fragile, unpredictable resource in existence as if it is an unlimited bank account. You postpone your joy. You postpone your peace. You postpone your purpose. Why? Be honest with yourself. Because you are terrified. You are using the future as a shield to protect yourself from the weight of the present. If your real life has not started yet, then you cannot fail at it. If today is just a rehearsal, then your mistakes do not count. The waiting room is comfortable. It is safe. But it is a graveyard. Look closer at your own history. Notice how the goalpost is always moving. 5 years ago, you told yourself you would be happy when you reached the exact place you are standing right now. But you are not happy. You arrived at the destination, and immediately you looked past it. You set a new condition, a new requirement. The finish line vanished, redrawn another 5 miles down the road. You are suffering from the delusion of arrival, the belief that someday the chaotic machinery of life will suddenly stop, that the seas will part, the skies will clear, and you will finally be allowed to exist in peace. That day is never coming. Life is not a waiting room. Life is the chaos. Life is the noise. Life is the unread emails, the broken plans, the imperfect conditions. This is it. This is the arena. And you are refusing to fight in it because you are waiting for a better sword. This is not a modern problem. It is an ancient one. 2,000 years ago, one of the wealthiest men in the Roman Empire watched the people around him commit this exact same crime. His name was Seneca. He was a philosopher, a statesman, and an advisor to the emperor. He lived surrounded by the most powerful men on earth, men who conquered nations, men who commanded legions. And yet, when he looked at them, he saw prisoners. He saw men who were entirely consumed by the future, men who were waiting for their political rivals to fall, men who were waiting for their wealth to accumulate, men who were postponing their own souls until they reached the age of 60. Seneca sat down and wrote a letter to a friend. That letter became a masterpiece, a brutal surgical diagnosis of the human condition. He called it On the Shortness of Life. But Seneca's premise was a paradox. He argued that life is not short. We make it short. Imagine Seneca walking through the streets of ancient Rome. He sees merchants obsessing over the arrival of ships that are still months away. He sees politicians scheming for offices they will not hold for a decade. He sees old men, frail and gray, still hoarding coin for a future they will not live to see. They are all infected. They are all bleeding out. Time is pouring from their veins, and they do not even notice because their eyes are fixed on the horizon. Seneca wrote that people are frugal with their money, but they are reckless with their time. If a neighbor tries to steal your land, you will take up a sword. You will fight to the death to protect a patch of dirt. But when it comes to your time, you let anyone take it. You let your boss take it. You let your anxieties take it. Most of all, you let the illusion of tomorrow take it. You guard your possessions as if they are sacred. But your time, the only non-renewable resource you possess, you throw away as if it is cheap. You are practicing a twisted form of generosity. You are giving away your present for a future that has not been promised to you. Seneca did not write with pity. He wrote with a cold, terrifying precision. He pointed out the madness of planning for retirement. He asked a question that should haunt you. What guarantee do you have of a longer life? Who will allow your course to proceed exactly as you arrange it? Are you not ashamed to reserve for yourself only the remnants of your life? Stop. Read that again. The remnants of your life. You are giving your best years, your sharpest energy, to the waiting room. And you are saving the scraps, the tired, broken fragments of your time for your actual soul. You are treating your life as a rough draft, something to be edited and perfected later. But there is no later. There is no second draft. The hourglass is sitting on the table. The sand is falling, and you cannot flip it back over. Look at the sand. It does not pause when you are tired. It does not stop when you are confused. It just falls. And yet you live as if the glass is infinite. You live as if you have an endless supply of tomorrows stacked up in a vault somewhere. You do not. Seneca observed a tragic flaw in human nature. We are fully aware that we are mortal, yet we act as if we are immortal. We fear everything as if we are fragile, but we desire everything as if we have forever. But let us go deeper. Why do you do this? Why do you voluntarily lock yourself in the waiting room? Because living is terrifying. If you admit that this exact moment is your actual life, then you have to take responsibility for it. If you accept that the conditions will never be perfect, you lose your favorite excuse. Someday is the perfect shield. It protects you from the judgment of today. If you are just getting ready to write the book, start the business, or fix the relationship, you cannot fail. You are safely insulated in the realm of potential. But that potential is a ghost. It is haunting you. 2,000 years ago, someone understood this perfectly. Seneca did not just write about ordinary people. He wrote about the most powerful man in the world, Augustus Caesar, the first emperor of Rome, a man who commanded the known world, a man who could snap his fingers and change history. And what did Augustus do with his massive, unlimited power? He complained. He constantly talked about his future retirement. He gave speeches to the Senate about the day he would finally step down and rest. He treated his reign, his life, as a heavy burden to endure until some peaceful tomorrow arrived. The ruler of the world spent his life wishing it away. If the emperor of Rome could fall into the trap of someday, you are not immune. You tell yourself that when you achieve a certain level of success, you will finally exhale. You will finally be present. But Augustus proved that the waiting room does not care how much money or power you have. The waiting room is a state of mind. It is a refusal to inhabit your own existence. So what is the cure? How do you break out of this prison? Seneca offered a medicine that is bitter to swallow. You must stop valuing the future more than the present. You must realize that hope can be a poison. Hope tells you to look away from today. Hope tells you that tomorrow will magically resolve the chaos. Seneca said that putting things off is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes. It denies you the present by promising the future. You must ruthlessly audit your own timeline. Look at your habits. You spend hours scrolling, numbing yourself, killing time. Do you know what it means to kill time? You are killing a piece of your life. You are murdering the only thing you truly own. And you do it because you believe a better moment is scheduled to arrive. But there is no schedule. There is no master plan waiting to deploy. There is only this breath, this hour, this imperfect, messy, chaotic day. Seneca pointed to men with white hair and wrinkled faces who boasted about their long lives. He said you should not think a man has lived long just because he has white hair. He has not lived long. He has just existed long. Think of a ship that is caught in a fierce storm the moment it leaves the harbor. It is tossed around in circles by the wind. It never reaches its destination. It just survives the violent waves. That ship did not have a long voyage. It just had a long tossing about. You are that ship. You are being tossed around by distractions, by waiting, by the illusion of someday. You are existing, but you are not living. And this is where everything changes. You have to stop treating your life as a preparation for something else. A preparation for what? The Stoics had a practice called Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. But let us apply it to your time. Assume the future you are waiting for will never arrive. Assume the promotion never comes. Assume the perfect partner never shows up. Assume the bank account never hits that magic number. What then? Does your life just remain a tragedy? Do you just die in the waiting room? No. You stand up. You look around the room you are in right now, and you realize that this is the arena. You do not need perfect conditions to build a meaningful life. You only need the present tense. Seneca wrote that the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. You are arranging what lies in fortune's control and abandoning what lies in yours. Stop handing your sovereignty over to the calendar. Stop negotiating with a future that owes you nothing. The ancients knew that to conquer time, you must stop running from it. You must plant your feet in the dirt of the present moment and refuse to be moved. You must look at the flaws of today and decide to forge them into strength. The marble is in front of you right now. You cannot sculpt tomorrow's stone. You can only strike the chisel today. But picking up the chisel hurts. That is why you avoid it. The present moment is uncomfortable because it demands effort, risk, and vulnerability. Tomorrow demands nothing. Tomorrow is a blank canvas where you are always victorious. Today is where you might fail. Today is where you have to do the heavy, unglamorous work. You tell yourself you are waiting for clarity. You are waiting for the perfect moment to make the change, to start the project, to have the difficult conversation. But clarity does not come from waiting. Clarity comes from action. You do not think your way into a new life. You act your way into it. Let the friction come. Is your life chaotic right now? Good. You will learn to fight in the mud. Are you terrified that if you start today, you might fail? Good. Failure is the price of admission to reality. Did you waste years waiting for a tomorrow that never came? Good. You just bought a brutal lesson in the value of time. Is your current situation painful, exhausting, and unfair? Good. Let the pain wake you up. Let the exhaustion burn away your illusions. Let the unfairness forge you into iron. You must understand that the life you are waiting for is not hiding in the future. It is hiding inside the very obstacles you are currently avoiding. Stop looking past the people in front of you. Stop rushing through your mornings. Stop treating your current job, your current city, your current struggles as a mere stepping stone. This is the main event. There is a profound, terrifying freedom in accepting that someday is dead. When you finally kill the illusion of tomorrow, you are forced to live today. You stop asking when you will finally be happy, and you start asking what you can build with what you have right now. Seneca wrote that you must arrange your days as if each one is a complete life. Look at that concept. A complete life. Not a fragment. Not a rehearsal. A complete, self-contained existence. If you go to sleep tonight knowing you left nothing on the table, knowing you did not defer your soul to a future that does not exist, you will sleep like a king. You will sleep like someone who owns their time, rather than someone who is renting it. And once you see this, you cannot unsee it. The architecture of your delay will collapse. The excuses you built to protect yourself will shatter. You will realize that the only thing standing between you and your life was a word. So look around you. Look at the waiting room you have been sitting in for years. Look at the clock on the wall. Look at the closed doors. Watch them dissolve. There is no waiting room. There never was. You built it in your own mind to protect yourself from the arena. The walls were made of fear. The locked doors were made of procrastination. You are not waiting for life to begin. You are standing in the middle of it. The air is chaotic. The ground is uneven. The perfect conditions will never arrive. And that is exactly why you must begin. Tomorrow morning, the alarm will ring again. The gravity of your old habits will be there. The voice of comfort will whisper in your ear, telling you to wait just one more day, telling you that you are not ready yet. Do not listen. Do not negotiate. Do not trade the reality of today for the ghost of tomorrow. The hourglass is on the table. The sand is falling. Pick up the chisel. This is core wisdom. If you have the courage to walk this path, subscribe. Leave the herd behind.